G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Running a little bit shorter videos at the moment as I speak. We've got I think 3 videos uploaded and ready to go to YouTube, but we don't have anything after that. Normally I like to run quite a few videos in advance, and sometimes you'll see videos get put off for a while, and videos we shot last year can even come out sometime this year. So it's always nice to have a backlog that we've got ready to go up to YouTube. I think at this stage I don't have anything to go up on the 24th of September, and this is about the 29th, 30th of August. So a little bit of a stressful time at the moment because we're in the middle of prep for another trip. And I'm not entirely sure as I record this if we're going to have a video available on the 24th. Now that'll be the first time since I think about 2016 that we haven't put a video up on a Saturday morning, which would be a bit of a pain. If we can't do it, it can't be avoided, and I apologise in advance for that if it happens. This one may end up going up on the 24th. Because I may not have anything else to go up, and it would give me at least a week to start editing if we get away on time. Now, looking at the weather at the moment, it's not looking crash hot. There's wet weather coming in this weekend, and it's at least extending into Monday, and they're saying showers increasing, so I'm really hoping at the moment we're going to find that those showers go away rather rapidly, because we are planning to go away on Wednesday. Now this trip we're heading off in the Prado, and we're taking a little camping trailer with us, and it's going to be a bit of a mishmash trip. We're heading east. We're going to head out down the Great Eastern Highway. I don't know if we'll get to Kalgoorlie. I would like to get out to that area again and have a good look around. I really didn't do any filming out there last time we were there, which was crazy, but at the time we were focusing more on stills and that sort of thing. So in this trip I intend to do a lot more videoing and visiting the towns and places around the towns. We've got about 2 weeks to go out and just sort of wander up and down the highway. So it's plenty of time if the weather plays ball with us and lets us get away next Wednesday. The trip's going to be a little bit unusual in that we're going to take all the camping gear, but we're also quite prepared to stay in B&Bs or stay in cabins in caravan parks, that sort of thing, if the weather turns nasty while we're on the road. So we'll deal with it that way rather than try to ride it out in tenting gear if the weather turns really wet and unpleasant. And it can do that, of course, in September. September's a little bit dodgy for going away, but it's wildflower season. So if you don't get away then, you don't get to see the wildflowers at their best. We don't really know what the wildflowers are like further east. We always tend to head for the Midwest, where you get those really big displays of everlastings and that sort of stuff. But this time we want to head out and see if we can find some new wildflowers, something we haven't seen before maybe. But if everything goes as planned, I should have plenty of footage when we get back to start editing up into new videos for the channel. So just cross my fingers that the weather plays ball and lets us get away on time. Now for the rest of this video I just want to go through the websites that we're running, because I've put up a couple of brand new websites in the last month. You may not be aware of them. I'll just have a quick look first at our main website, which is Western Australia Now and Then, but I've now got a full list of the folk tales that we've got available all up on a website for you. And I've also been a bit indulgent, I suppose, self-indulgent, and put up some of my bush ballads that I've written over the years, and done a website, a proper one finally, for that, for anybody who enjoys reading the Aussie bush ballad style. So without further ado, I will get into showing you the websites and put up some information in the description below of where you can find all of them. Okay, this is the homepage for our main website, Western Australia Now and Then, and as you can see on the heading there, we've got the website address. Directly underneath it, some quick links to various pages, And if you scroll down, you get to the main content pages. Now, a lot of you will have probably had a look through the website and have got some idea how it all works, but for those who don't, I'm just going to give a really, really brief overview of how this is set up. If you keep scrolling down, you'll get to see some of the other pages we run. We do have a search facility on the website, so you can type in what you want in here, and the search will do its best to find what you want, and you have an advanced search button there as well. A little bit of an introduction to it, some quick links to some of our more popular pages down the side, various links throughout the text here as we're talking about various aspects of the site. Before I get into the main content areas of the site, we'll just go down to the bottom here. One of the things that people might find really useful if they watch our YouTube channel and can't find what they're looking for in the way of videos that we've produced in the past, our video index here will make that so much easier for you. You just scroll down a bit and you will get some headings. Ignore all the writing at the top, doesn't really matter for the moment. And this section here, we have a number of these scrolling menus on the website, and what you do is just scroll down in this box itself to see the whole lot. And if you use this page, everything is split up into its appropriate sections, so campsites, towns, attractions, all the way down to vlogs at the end, which is where I guess this video will turn up eventually. So if you select one of the links in here, you'll be taken directly to that section. So for example, if you're looking for general attractions in Western Australia, that will pop you out to the attractions page, and then you can just scroll through that to see what videos we've got available. And as you can see, they're all popping up there. The most recent ones are always going to be at the bottom. These are not in alphabetical order, unfortunately. It's just too much work to resort them every time I put a new video in. So what happens is the older ones are at the top and the brand new ones are always down at the bottom of the page. You will find some pages have more than one section. You can see attractions has got a lot of videos in it. But if you go to, say for example, around Australia, which is some of our really old footage, back in the days when we had our old Bedford bus, this is all analog footage here. There's an introduction video to it that is all in digital, and if you set up a little green screen studio in that, if for anybody who hasn't seen it. But these are all our travels through Australia from about 1998 to 2005-ish, I think it was. Through all the different states that we went to. We haven't been everywhere by any means, but unfortunately a lot of the old analog footage is not great. There's not a lot of, well, there's no commentary, I guess, in any of this. I've often thought about going back and re-editing it, but too much work, to be quite honest. The Sydney video is a little bit more up to date, but I think it's only 720 DPI. So none of these are really great when it comes to video footage. And if you scroll around on these pages that have multiple sections, you'll find there's some different headings there. So your basic thing in the video page is go through here, and then you can scroll around if there's different sections on that particular page. Anyway, let's get back to the home page, and we'll have a look at the contents just very briefly for those who may not be aware of how it works. So all the subjects we have are listed alphabetically. You do have a sitemap at the top here, and I try to list every page that's relevant to searches in that. But if you're just looking for something, let's just say for example you're looking for Mukinbudin, a little town in the northern wheat belt, you would click on M. The page for the content page for that will then come up, and you'll look for Mukinbudin in the subject area down here. And as you can see, there it is. Simply click on that, and that will take you to that particular page. That's the way the whole website works. Eventually, you will find that all these get gradually populated. This is something I'm working on at the moment, so that when you go to a town, all the towns that surround it are listed in this little box here, and it's not complete at the moment. As you can see, Muckinbudin doesn't have anything in there. If you go around the coast and some of the bigger highways, I am gradually filling all this out, but it will take quite substantial time before I get that finished, unfortunately. So at the top of the page, just the heading, the HEMA map references are all being removed from the site in favour of these GPS references. These ones are out of date, and you have to have the right map book to have that reference accurate. So we're changing all that, we're removing all those gradually, and we're replacing them with the GPS location. If you want to go back to the previous page at any time, you just press the go back. If you want to navigate to another page, you can easily just go back to the home page and do searching from there. And most of the town pages are set up in a similar fashion, where you've got some information in tables down the side. The basic information about the town is in a large panel on the right hand side. So the first one is the description, then you have history, tall tales if there's any tall tales relevant to that location, a map of the area. If there's a video that we've shot, that will be here, and you can see in this case there is. Other information includes things like attractions in the area, any buildings of note, famous sons and daughters if we know of any, the electoral zones, and the postcode and the local government, and that will take you to the local government website. And the last heading in all the town pages is photos, and that will take you to all the relevant photos that we've taken of that particular place and other places that surround it. And if there's a lot of photos, then you'll find you can flick through the different pages, and if you're interested in a particular photo, you just click on it and it comes up. If you want to close it, click on it again, it goes away. So pretty simple to navigate that. If I go back to the subject page, then you'll get to a main index page at the bottom, so you don't have to go all the way back to the home page, which is up here or here. You can go to all the subject pages from all the contents pages, so they're all set up the same way. If you go into C, you'll see the subject starting with C, and under that you're always going to have the main index. So for example, I want to go to Albany, click on A, look in the subjects here, find Albany, and of course the subject page for that will then come up. Now in Albany you'll see that we've populated this little box, and you can click on little towns that are around Albany, and the object of this is you can follow a whole route from one town to another, so that'll make it a lot easier for people to navigate, I think. And in the long run I think that's going to make it really quite a useful feature. Hope so anyway, because it's taken me a fair bit of work to put all these into all the different pages. Now forecasts for every town are available, and the setup for this page, as you'll see, because Albany is a more popular place, there's more caravan parks listed, there's more hotel motels listed. This is the only page we have this now. It was something I was developing for the website but haven't really gone ahead with yet because it's a massive amount of work, but it's just other pages that we've got on the website that are related to Albany. I would like to have one of these flicking away on all the town pages, but it's a lot of work. I don't know if that'll ever happen. This was just an experiment to see if I could get it to work, and on the Albany page it works. Okay, so what else is on the website? Well, we've got a huge amount of information on here, huge amount in terms of both text and pictures and videos. You can have a look through our little ebooks. We've got some for sale and some that are free. So if you hop onto that page, you can have a scroll through that, and as you'll notice, some of them there's a charge to download, and some of them you can just download straight away for nothing. If you have a look down the sides of the pages here, you'll find some of the most popular sections. Our biography pages look at people who were involved in Western Australian history in one way or another, and the list of names alphabetically. click on their pages and have a read about their lives. And at the bottom we try to have other links that lead to more information about these people. And in the case of John Cyril Hawes here, we have links to some of the buildings that he was responsible for creating. So you get to have a quick look through that. Now the biography pages are a bit different to all our other pages. Instead of going back, you close the page and then you drop back to the page underneath it, which is the main contents. Got a gallery here. These are people who don't have their own biography page but are still significant in the history of Western Australia if you want to find out what they look like. Okay, and if you scroll through these, you will find all sorts of really interesting bits and pieces about WA. A fishing page gives you all sorts of different information on fishing, how to catch fish, where to find them, techniques we use to catch them. Ghost towns is really information on towns that used to exist. Most of these places don't exist anymore, but it's information on what was there at one stage. Information on our government and our past premiers. Weird names is a bit of a fun page if you want to have a look through that one for some unusual places in WA. And yes, Whoop Whoop exists. So you can have a scroll through that and have a bit of a giggle at some of the funny names. Information on various wartime events. Self-drive tours. The feature pages are quite good because it lists a lot of information about various attractions around WA. We're always looking to add to this, but haven't done much with it recently. But you'll find some of the attractions you want to visit perhaps in here. And we have their own little information page set up that you can scroll through, have a little read about it, and even visit the website of the place itself. And if we've got any videos on them, we'll put those at the bottom. Now, I don't want to bore you to death with a great detailed review of this website. I think probably one day I will sit down and do a complete overview of all the different pages, because there's quite a few different styles of pages here. If you want to have a look at our travel blog, very different setup to the rest of the website, but we still have these scrolling menus that you can go through to find all the different places that we've been to. In this case, the earliest travel blogs are at the beginning and the latest ones are at the end. And we do have some special feature ones there for overseas trips that we've done in the past. Not many of those, unfortunately. The travel blog site is quite different to the rest of the website, and hence this very different setup and coloration for the pages. Okay, now, is there anything else I think you should really be aware of at this stage? I guess not. It's just really a matter of going through and having a look at the different pages and seeing what subjects interest you. Haunted places is a really popular page. Mysteries is also pretty popular. But if you get a bit bored and you just want to have a look at what's on here without putting too much brain power into finding different things for yourself, you can hop onto the random tour. And this page is set up so that you can just click on that picture and it will take you to all sorts of different pages on the website. So you can flick down to a page, have a look and see what's there. If you're not interested in that one, you go back, click it again, and it'll take you to a different page. In this case, as you can see, we've come to the travel blog. Click on it again. Out to the town of Quindanning. Again. Bell Creek Gorge. So it randomly takes you out to over 800 pages. So each click will take you to a different page. You may occasionally get a repeat page because there's no way of it keeping track of which ones you've been to. But that's just a useful little fun page to hop onto if you want to have a general look around and just see what sort of pages we've got here. Another one of the travel blog pages. Gilingara, which is one of the very recent pages that we've put together. Information on it, a video on it, a map of it, and the best times of the year. You will find that on some of our pages, not all of them, mostly the attractions pages or campsite pages, and the green will tell you what months of the year are the best ones to go out to that particular site. So that's it for the main website. Now this month I have managed to put up a couple of brand new sites, and if you go to the About page and scroll down, you'll find that listed here is the Folklore page and the Bush Ballads page a bit further down. Click on one of those and you're taken to a brand new setup, completely different to the main website but related to it, and all the folklore stories that we currently have are listed here on the right hand side. There's some links to other sites that deal with similar sorts of information. These are really good sites to visit. I really recommend that you hop onto those and have a look around. A link back to the Bush Ballads site, which is also a new one, and all the different folklore tales. Now if you hop onto any of these, they're all individual pages, but they all have navigation, so I can hop right back to the beginning of the list, I can hop to the end of the list, I can go forwards and backwards to different pages, or I can hop back to the menu. So for example, if I want to go to the start of the list, that will take me to the very first one on that list, and from there I can just flick through one after another and read the stories. And you'll note with each story we've tried to put some sort of picture or photograph up that relates to the story itself. They might not always relate directly to it, but they should be just roughly associated with the story. They may be something similar rather than of the event itself. So that's that particular website. Very easy to navigate and a lot of fun little stories just to read through. And if you forget what I mentioned just now about the navigation keys, they're all listed here anyway, so easy to find. Now if you do want to get your own copy of this folklore site, there is a printable version available, and you can come down to this section here, go to our PayPal site and order a copy, which will be sent to your email address in PDF format. You'll get a PDF file that's printable and set up in a book format, and you will also have links in that from the contents to each of the stories, so you can just click and hop to whatever story you want to read. Okay, so that's it for the folklore site. Very straightforward. The Bush Ballads site is set up in exactly the same way. And this one is a little bit self-indulgent because it's my own work and my own poems. And as you can see here, 80 plus Bush Ballads. It will get added to in time if I still write more of these, but I'm finding as I get older I'm tending not to write as much as I used to. But you may enjoy some of these. I really don't know what people's taste in poetry is like, but it's all there to have a look through if you're interested, all free online. And if you want to make a donation, you can do that via our donate button here. If you enjoy reading through this and would like to just send me a couple of bucks to say thank you for the entertainment, that's there if you feel like doing something like that. A couple of bits of information there on a couple of my bush ballads that have been turned into songs by Graham Roger, a Queensland country singer. You can click on those and have a listen to them. And like the folklore book, you can also order your own PDF copy of the Bush Ballads. Now there's a lot more in the book than are on this site. There's 80 plus here, currently 124 in the book itself, so you get quite a few extra ones if you buy the book. So that's about it for now. I'm about to get really busy in the next few days and get things ready for this trip. and hopefully we will be off next Wednesday with all the filming gear, and with a bit of luck by the end of September we will have enough footage to continue uploading a video every week for quite some time to come. And we will be back to you next week while we're away with a video we shot some time ago. Now I think I am putting up the Harvey video next, so it should be about the little town of Harvey down in the southwest. So hopefully you will come back next Saturday and have a squiz at that. And until we're back again with new videos, that's cheers from me, and thanks for watching. See you later, guys.